In the headlines, federal government reaffirms commitment to ending examination malpractice in education sector. Senate backs ad hoc committee for national security summit. On the foreign scene, Sudan severs ties with UAE over alleged paramilitary support. Details in a moment. The paramount ruler of Iba and Obele communities in Emoha local government area of River State, King Mobodo Sunday Jonah, has welcomed the Supreme Court judgment affirming him and the Omobo people as the rightful occupants of the Nyewali Uvwahu clan stool. Reacting to the ruling, King Sunday Jonah described the judgment as another demonstration of the judiciary's role as the last hope of the common man, as he noted that a prolonged legal battle had stalled peace and development in the Uvwahu clan. However, he expressed optimism that the Apex Court's decision would restore unity, peace, and progress across the communities, and called on all aggrieved parties, particularly some indigents of Omosunu villages, to put aside their differences and support his leadership for the overall good of the communities, stressing that peace remains the foundation for sustainable development.
But all the same, we are forging ahead, waiting for the last hope, the last day to come. And today, God has made it possible, affirming my position as the paramount ruler in the Nwaliba and Dubai, which means that the decision now has been taken by the Supreme Court. I think it's a bit lesson for everybody to learn that we still stand on, my administration is now confirmed, and I am using this opportunity to advise everybody in Iba and Dubai to support my administration, to come forward. Nobody should, think of any other thing than to support the administration so that we can move forward.
The monarch cautioned that moving forward, his reign will no longer tolerate lawlessness or any action capable of dragging the communities backward, as he warned that individuals who engage in unruly behavior will be handed over to law enforcement authorities for proper prosecution.
Yes, I'm prepared to accept everybody for the peace of the community to reign, because without peace and security in any community, that community cannot move forward. And I think there is hope now. I'm prepared to accept every dick and harry, because now that the Supreme Court has taken a decision, which means that the problem is over. So whoever that is an engineering problem in the community, I think will be taken to the appropriate authority to be taken care of, because this present administration does not want violence, does not want crisis.
The Uvwahu clan, especially the Iba community, has experienced significant setbacks since 2006, following the death of the former paramount ruler, Chief J.J. Ohaka. The crisis over succession deepened in 2008 when rival cult groups aligned with different candidates to the throne, leading to the loss of lives and destruction of property. Iba and Obele remained without a paramount ruler for 16 years, from 2006 until 2021, when a River State High Court ruled in favor of the Omobo people and King Sunday Jonah in a suit filed in 2008. The Court of Appeal upheld that decision in 2023, and the Supreme Court has now affirmed the lower court's judgment. Peace and security only began to return to the area after local stakeholders, both at home and in the diaspora, established a community-based vigilante group, the Iba Security, Peace and Advisory Committee, ISPAC, following the failure of the River State government's 2016 amnesty program to curb cult activities and insecurity. The Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, says the ongoing construction of the international market in Iba community, Emoha local government area of River State, will help eliminate roadside trading once completed. The River State representative on the NDDC Management Board, Tony Okocha, made this known during an unscheduled visit to inspect the project. Okocha revealed that the market project was nearly abandoned before the intervention of the Commission. While expressing satisfaction with the quality and pace of work so far, Okocha disclosed that the NDDC expects the market to be completed and handed over to the community by the end of May 2025, as, according to him, the facility will significantly boost economic activities in the area.
We are actually at international market project situated here at Eba, courtesy of NDDC. I keep remembering that at the point when we took this decision here, this place was almost a slum. And we came here, took the decision to help get the structure in good shape. I came on inspection, unscheduled. I didn't tell anybody. I can see that they have started roofing. And before the end of next week, these buildings, these structures will be roofed, and then the one-story building, which will have 20 lock-up shops and all that, will also come on stream. So I commend the contractor, commend all working with us here for the excellent job they are doing. But when we started, I told them that I would not take projects that is substandard.
Okocha also commended the people of Iba community for their peaceful conduct, noting that their cooperation has played a major role in accelerating the delivery of the project.
I won't tell him when next I will come, but we are sure. I told him he's aware that our benchmark in terms of achieving this project should be by the end of this month. Deploy all that you can, contractor, to ensure that the place is completed and hand over to the. Also, we use this opportunity to thank the community, the Eba, I think they call themselves the Wow people, for their cooperation. I see cooperation here. This is what we require. If there's a situation of anything shambolic, then this project will not have gone into this place.
The Southern Youth Foundation of Nigeria, SYF, has honored Aradel Holdings, a leading energy company, for its exemplary leadership in corporate social responsibility and sustained contributions to community development across the Niger Delta. The foundation presented awards to the managing director of Aradel Holdings, Adegbite Falade, and the company's community affairs manager, Blessing Opowo, in recognition of their pivotal roles in promoting sustainable growth within host communities. SYF commended Aradel's consistent adherence to the Petroleum Industry Act, PIA, particularly its fulfillment of the mandated 3% Host Community Development Trust HCDT contribution, which it said has yielded tangible improvements in education, healthcare, infrastructure, and overall community well-being. In his remarks, SYF President Ibe Emeni urged other oil and gas industry players to emulate Aradel Holdings, as he described the company as a model of compliance and a true partner in the development of host communities. Receiving the award on behalf of the MD and the company, Opowo expressed gratitude to SYF, describing the recognition as a renewed call to deepen their engagement with host communities. Opowo also highlighted key projects that reflect Aradel's commitment to sustainable development, including the construction of a cottage hospital in Ogbele community, Ahode East local government area of Rivers State, the ongoing renovation of Ogbele Secondary School to enhance learning conditions, the development of a 4-kilometer access road to improve transportation, and an upcoming health outreach initiative designed to boost medical care and awareness. A retired director from the River State Ministry of Education, Eugenia Waniku, has emphasized the need to restructure the educational curriculum and invest sustainably in basic education. Waniku made the call in light of the recently released 2025 JAM results, where data showed that less than 78% of the candidates scored below 200 in the exam, with less than 1% scored above 300. Speaking in a telephone interview with Today FM's Sandra Kenneth, Waniku also urged governments at all levels to prioritize the continuous training of teachers, stressing that it is key to improving the quality of teaching and learning. According to Waniku, addressing poor student performance requires tailoring the national curriculum to better reflect the Nigerian context while embracing a competency-based approach to education.
A teacher should update their own knowledge by going for training, workshops, in order to acquire more knowledge, to inculcate into the children. Because many of them are not fit to be in the teaching field. Because when a teacher is knowledgeable, he knows what he's teaching, he'll be able to impart knowledge to their children so that the children be able to face public examination and perform very well. Curriculum should be reformed to meet up this current teaching skills. They have to reform the curriculum because maybe the curriculum that we are using before is odd. It's not the one that children now are learning with. They have to reform the curriculum.
Meanwhile, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 general elections, Peter Obi, has decried the state of Nigeria's education system following the release of the 2025 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination figures, which revealed that over 78% of the candidates scored below 200. In a statement posted on his official social media handles, Obi described the outcome as a reflection of the deep-rooted challenges in the educational system, citing the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board's JAMB official figures. Obi blamed the alarming failure rate on the years of neglect and poor investment in the education sector. He drew comparisons with other countries to underscore Nigeria's lack in educational advancement. Out of 1,955,069 candidates who sat for the UTME, only about 420,000 scored above 200, leaving more than 1.5 million with scores below the 200 mark. In the meantime, the federal government has reaffirmed its commitment to ending examination malpractice in Nigeria's education sector, saying that it would go ahead with the transition to computer-based testing, CBT, for the West African Examinations Council, WAEC, and the National Examinations Council, NECO, by 2026. The Minister of Education, Tunji Alausa, stated this when he appeared as a guest on a television program. Alausa's comments came amid growing concerns about the integrity of public examinations, especially following the release of statistics from the 2025 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, UTME, which revealed that over 1.5 million of the 1.95 million candidates scored below 200 out of 400. Responding to questions about the poor UTME results and what they indicate about learning outcomes at the senior secondary school level, Alausa said it is a big concern and a reflection of exams being done the proper way. The minister revealed that the government has conducted a comprehensive review of the country's examination systems shortly after he assumed office. You're listening to the World News on Today95.1 FM, Voice of the People. After the break, more news, foreign and sports stories. Stay with us.
Every day, every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today, 95.1 FM.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying tuned. The Nigerian Senate has constituted an 18-member committee tasked with overseeing the activities of the sole administrator of Rivers State, retired Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas. This, it said, was in a bid to strengthen transparency and accountability in the state's governance. The announcement was made today by the President of the Senate, Senator Godswill Akpabio, during the resumption of plenary, highlighting the importance of the committee's mandate, stating that its role was critical in ensuring effective legislative oversight in Rivers State. Akpabio also hinted that the composition of the committee might be subject to review following further consultations. Senate leader Senator Okpeyemi Bamidele was named as chairman of the committee, while other members of the committee include Senators Adamu Aliero, Osita Izunaso, Osita Ngu, Kaka Shehu, Aminu Abbas, Tokumbo Abiru, Adeni Yadebire, Sani Musa, Simon Lalong, Asokwo Ekpeyong, Adams Oshomole, Ireti Kingbe, Onyekachi, Iriat Adebule, Ide Dafinoni, and Mohammed, alongside the clerk of the Senate. The Senate President charged the committee to commence its oversight duties without delay, stressing the urgency of the assignment, as he also reaffirmed the Senate's commitment to upholding democratic processes in River State. The Senate has resolved to establish an ad hoc committee tasked with organizing a 2-day national security summit in Abuja. The summit is expected to include federal, state, and local governments, as well as traditional institutions and stakeholders in the sector to develop viable solutions to the country's persistent insecurity challenges. During the plenary session, the lawmakers debated the merits of convening another security summit, noting that previous assemblies had produced summits with limited impact. Proponents argued that fresh engagements that would bring together a wider cross-section of stakeholders could yield new ideas, forge a unified national security framework, and equip the military with updated strategies. Opposing lawmakers, however, cautioned that the past summits had failed to translate recommendations into action, warning against repeating fruitless exercises. But the motion scaled through, with the Senate President Godswill Akpabio directing that the ad hoc committee begin preparations immediately. The federal government has approved a new service by the National Identity Management Commission to make it easier and safer to verify people's identities using their national identification number. This was disclosed in a statement by NIMC's head of corporate communications, Kayode Adegoke, in Lagos. Adegoke said the presidency has also instructed all ministries, departments, and agencies to use this new NIN authentication service for identity checks. He explained that this move supports NIMC's duty to provide a reliable digital ID system for Nigerians and legal residents. The new service, called NIN Authentication, can be used through the web, mobile apps, or API. It helps protect people's data, ensures privacy, and makes it easier to use government services. The 2023 presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, says he neither seeks nor requires validation from political opportunists who shed principles as easily as they change parties. Atiku made the statement through his media advisor Paul Ibe in response to comments made by Daniel Bwala, special advisor to President Bola Tinubu on policy communication, during an interview on a television program. Bwala said the APC did not miss anything about El Rufai's exit, saying Atiku should accept the will of God and stop running against destiny, adding that coalition is dead on arrival. However, Atiku called it both ironic and unfortunate that Bwala, who previously served as his spokesperson, now assumes the role of lecturing a globally respected statesman on issues like legacy, destiny, and retirement. The former vice president said he would not be distracted by political gestures pretending to be patriots, emphasizing that rescuing and rebuilding Nigeria is a matter of urgent national importance. On the foreign scene, Sudan has cut diplomatic ties with the United Arab Emirates, UAE, after repeatedly accusing the Gulf nation of backing the rival Rapid Support Forces, RSF, in the country's civil war. The announcement comes after the RSF were blamed for 3 days of attacks on the usually safe city of Port Sudan. Today, Sudan's Defense Minister Yassin Ibrahim accused the UAE of violating his country's sovereignty through its proxy, the RSF. The UAE has repeatedly denied allegations that it is giving financial, military, and political support to the paramilitary force. 2 years of conflict has killed thousands of people, forced millions from their homes, and created the world's worst humanitarian crisis. Elsewhere, the Israeli military says it fully disabled Yemen's main airport in the capital Sana'a, which is controlled by the Houthis. Today's strikes targeted 3 civilian planes, the departures hall, the runway, and a military airbase airport. An official told AFP that the airport had been completely destroyed. The Houthis said at least 3 people had been killed and vowed to respond. It comes 2 days after the Iran-backed Houthis fired a missile that landed near Israel's main airport, forcing it to close briefly. To end the news, here's a summary of the major stories. The federal government has reaffirmed its commitment to ending examination malpractice in the education sector. You heard that the Senate has resolved to establish an ad hoc committee tasked with organizing a 2-day national security summit in Abuja. And on the foreign scene, we told you that Sudan has severed ties with UAE over an alleged paramilitary support. Ifunanya Obeme Nduke edited the news. For comments and inquiries, please call 0818-389-2850. Send your emails to news@todayfmlive.com. Read our stories on www.todayfmlive.com. I am Amaka Felix. Thank you for listening. Good evening.
Today's news, today's entertainment, today's sports, today's issues. Today on Today95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Unleash the power of the airwaves with the ultimate radio experience. Tune in to Today95.1 FM, the voice of the people. Don't just listen, immerse yourself.
That is 100% true.
Talk radio.
I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
Hey, you want to speed drive? Come on, go to the racetrack. You want to smoke? Not on the steering wheel. You want to drink alcohol? Don't do it on wheels. Go to a bar and don't drive afterwards. Seatbelts are not for fancy. They're there to save your life. Know your traffic rules and obey them because they are for your own good. Drive with care because life is dear.
See, I tell you, that man na ritualist. You don't ever see as that man dressed like normal human being before. Every time na black, blue. That man na ritualist.
Just leave them. Now so those people will come from that place. Now so they behave.
You see this our neighbor. You see that fair guy where they always they carry laptop up and down. If you observe, you know they go work in the morning, but every time you go they change car. But I don't they observe and since.
I don't they there.
Now for you.
But me I know say people where they come from that area. Now so all of them they behave. You know get it anybody fit tell me.
What is it with all the hate and the way we talk? Hate speech does no one any good. It only makes a bad situation worse. The aim is to stir more hate and anger rather than bring us together. All they want is to set you against your neighbor or even your brother. Will you let them? Hate speech is not just criminal, it is intended to destroy you. Shun hate speech. No one truly benefits. A message from Today 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
What's a successful business without sales? And what is sales without an audience? Well, do you know that you can reach 8 million listeners across 6 states in 2 geopolitical zones all at once? How? With Today 95.1 FM, you can get millions of people to know about your business. And what does that mean to you? More sales. Call 081 389 2850 now for more information.
Their cars are in bad shape, very, very bad shape. They have no ethics of driving. That is why they will continue to bribe so that they can have their way.
I will shoot you now. I will shoot you.
Headlight, you no get. Side mirror, you no get. Motor way to carry animal, now you take put for road to carry human being. You don't even wind the motor when rain dey fall. You no get conscience at all.
Take, you be number 15, you be number 5. More than no forget on a number.
Let's allow them to do their job.
Do not obstruct justice by giving or taking bribe. Avail yourself a check. Even you, Oga driver, stop reckless driving and always update your papers. This information
is brought to you by Today 95.1 FM.
Voice of the people.
Your premium talk news and sports radio station, Today 95.1 FM. The news update on the headlines. Police confirms attack by hoodlums in a community last night, leaving few dead and many injured.
No. I don't want kill again. I don't tire. If I may ask, this our Baba, where their children they safe. If not good thing, they for don't involve their children for this kind of matter. Me, I don't want carry gun again. I don't tire. I know they carry gun again. Don't be by force. Make their children can't carry the gun.
Enough is enough. How long are we going to blame our government? We must agree to have a healthy society, a society that protects the weak while creating opportunities for the strong. Together, we can make this work. Let's give peace a chance. This information is brought to you by Today 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
Officer, take. Officer, give me number. No time. Ma, they match am, they go.
What? You bribing the officer of the law? You under arrest. Let me see your papers. You can go. They're in order. Drive safe, okay?
I don't understand though. No be the same country again. Officer reject bribe. They arrested me yesterday. That yesterday, I go do my papers. See as I pass now. I pass without fear. You too, make you do wetin dey right. For we country to better, it dey for we hand. If you like, do like say you no hear am. To give or to take bribe na offense.
Una don hear am, abi? You hear am too, abi? You hear am. You hear am well. They themselves, they hear am. Now the voice of the people. Now him bring this message give una. Today 95.1 FM. Now we be the voice of the people.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
This is Today 95.1 FM Pawtucket, Voice of the People. It is time again for a rundown of the foreign news that made the headlines on the world today. I am Amaka Felix. In the headlines, Rwanda to sign the Congo peace deal in U.S. in June. Togolese opposition leader rejects Faure Gnassingbé's new role. UK cracks down on visa applications for countries with citizens likely to overstay. Details in a moment. Explosions have been heard in the Sudanese city of Port Sudan as a paramilitary force targeted the de facto capital of the country's military-led government for the third consecutive day. Thick black smoke could be seen at dawn on the skyline of the previously safe city where thousands of people fleeing the two-year civil war have sought refuge. Flights have been cancelled after drones hit the international airport and a hotel near the current presidential palace. One drone targeted the civilian section of the Port Sudan airport, and another one hit the main army base in the center of the city, according to witnesses. A third drone struck a fuel depot near the southern port in the densely populated city center, where UN officials, diplomats, aid agencies, and the Sudan's army have relocated from the capital, Khartoum. A major hotel located close to the residence of Army Chief General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan was also hit in the attack, the witness said. Sudanese paramilitaries have struck Port Sudan in the first attack on the seat of the army-aligned government during the country's two-year war. The Rapid Support Forces, RSF, battling the regular army since April 2023, have increasingly used drones since losing territory, including much of Khartoum in March. Army spokesman Nabil Abdullah said in a statement the RSF targeted Osman Digna Air Base, a goods warehouse and some civilian facilities in the city of Port Sudan with suicide drones. Red Sea Military Region Commander Mahjoub Bushra said the assault lasted 3.5 hours and involved 11 drones. In Togo, the opposition has denounced the controversial appointment of the President of the Republic as head of a new powerful executive body. On Saturday, the president, who has been in power since 2005, following the death of his father, was granted the new title of President of the Council of Ministers by Parliament. In this role, he holds increased powers, including the possibility of being re-elected indefinitely for 6-year terms by the MPs. Opponents have condemned the appointment as a constitutional coup, which they say could mark yet another setback for democracy in a region already plagued by military coups. A coalition of political parties and civil society groups in Togo pledged to ramp up both national and international pressure on President Faure Gnassingbé. Rwanda's foreign minister said a final peace deal to end the crisis gripping the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo will be signed in mid-June in Washington. M23 fighters, who UN experts and the United States say have received military support from Rwanda, have made rapid advances in the Eastern DRC since January, seizing key cities and vast areas of territory in fighting that has killed thousands. The Rwandan Foreign Minister, Olivier Nduhungirehe, told newsmen that there was still no agreement on the content of the deal, but the next steps would involve consolidation of the contributions of the parties into a single text. This would be followed by the finalization of the draft peace agreement by foreign ministers in a meeting to take place in Washington during the third week of May. Olivier said the process was expected to lead to the signing of the agreement in mid-June at the White House. Ivory Coast's Coalition for Peaceful Change, or CAP, Côte d'Ivoire, has called for electoral reform ahead of the crucial vote for the next president, set to take place on 25 October 2025. Among the recently formed groups' demands for change are notably a revision of the electoral list and the publication of election results by polling station. The CAP-CI also called for political dialogue and criticized the Independent Electoral Commission, which it sees as partial in its decision-making concerning the electoral list. Yesterday, the coalition also announced that it will hold its first meeting on 31 May. Formed in March earlier this year, the CAP regroups several parties opposing the presidential movement, with the notable exception of the movement created by former President Laurent Gbagbo. Several opposition candidates have however, been removed from the electoral list, among them Tijane Thiem, who coordinates the coalition, while some were barred due to judicial convictions. Away from Africa to the rest of the world, Russia says Ukraine launched a drone attack on Moscow days before the start of a ceasefire ordered by Russian President Vladimir Putin to coincide with the World War II parade. Moscow's 4 major airports shut for a few hours today amid the bombardment. There were no casualties and Ukraine has not commented. Moscow is due to hold a parade on May 9 to mark the victory of the Soviet Union and allies over Nazi Germany. This year is the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II and will see world leaders, including China's Xi Jinping, in Russia for the event. Putin has called for a 3-day ceasefire from May 8, something Ukraine has not committed to because it wants a longer truce. Germany's conservative leader has unexpectedly fallen short of the numbers needed to form a majority in parliament to become chancellor. Friedrich Merz needed 316 votes in the 630-seat Bundestag, but only secured 310 in a significant blow to the Christian Democrat leader 2.5 months after winning Germany's federal elections. His coalition with the centre-left has enough seats in parliament, but it appears 18 members of parliament who had been expected to back him dissented. Merz's failure in the first vote is seen as unprecedented in modern German history. The Bundestag will now have another 14 days to choose either Merz or another candidate as chancellor. The European Union, EU, has called for restraint amid Israel's moves to conquer Gaza and expand military operations in coming weeks. Israeli officials said the aim was to conquer the territory and establish a sustained presence there. Reports said this plan was unanimously approved at a Security Cabinet meeting and goes beyond any aims so far outlined by Israel for its offensive in devastated Palestinian territory, and is likely to prompt deep international concern and fierce opposition. Officials said the plan would involve a new and intense offensive leading to the conquest of Gaza and the holding of the territories, moving the Gaza population south for their protection. This comes after a fragile ceasefire collapsed in mid-March after Israel renewed its bombardment of Gaza, with troops reinforcing kilometer-deep buffer zones along the perimeter of Gaza and expanding their hold over much of the north and south of the territory. Meanwhile, the European Union has called for restraint from Israel after the approval of the expansion of military operations in Gaza. Visa applications from nationalities thought most likely to overstay and claim asylum in the UK could be restricted under a new government crackdown. Under Home Office plans, first reported in the Times, people from countries such as Pakistan, Nigeria, and Sri Lanka may find it more difficult to come to the UK to work and study. Ministers believe there is a particular problem with those who come to the UK legally on work or study visas and then lodge a claim for asylum, which, if granted, would allow them to stay in the country permanently. It is not clear which nationalities are most likely to overstay their visas, as the Home Office has not published statistics on exit checks for people on visas since 2020, due to a review into the accuracy of the figures. Many exits from the UK can go unrecorded, meaning those without a departure record were not necessarily still in the country. Romanian Prime Minister Marcel Ciolacu has resigned, and his Social Democrat Party is to leave the government after a right-wing nationalist candidate won the first round of the presidential election. George Simeon, a Eurosceptic who has promised to put Romania first, won 40.9% of Sunday's vote and is expected to win a runoff vote on 18 May. He will face Liberal Bucharest Mayor Nicu Soridan, who narrowly defeated the Social Democrat PSD candidate. That story from Romania concludes tonight's edition of The World Today, as produced by Odinakachi Celestin of the News Department. But before we go, here is a summary of the stories that made the headline. We told you that Rwanda will sign DR Congo peace deal in US in June. You heard that Togolese opposition leader rejected for Gnassingbé's new role. Finally, UK cracks down on visa applications for countries with citizens likely to overstay. Till same time tomorrow, have a lovely night, and thank you for listening.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
Turn the dial and turn up the thrill. We are not in the same league. We are rewriting the rules. Here on Today 95.1 FM.
We talk, you listen.
Hello, I'm Audrey Brown, and today in Focus on Africa, why do repeated, sophisticated drone strikes on the de facto capital of Sudan tell us about the war there? What do some Togolese make of the fact that their sit-tight president has just been guaranteed an even longer stay in power?
I hope people leading the country will be more accountable with this new political system.
We cannot have the same people ruling the country for decades. We are not in a kingdom. If they couldn't achieve anything after decades, I don't think that they will now do it by changing the political system.
And financial abuse, what does it look like?
It's a very different form of the traditional patriarchal control over the finances, when a man brings home the money and the woman has little or no control over the money, and or men like sugar daddies use sugar babies in that sort of exploitative, top-down, male-female way.
We'll also hear why it's considered a crime under domestic violence laws in South Africa. It's Tuesday, the 6th of May. First, we go to Sudan. You would have already heard the news from Sudan that the International Court of Justice dismissed a case accusing the United Arab Emirates of breaching the UN Genocide Convention by arming and funding the rebel paramilitary Rapid Support Forces in the deadly civil war being waged as we speak. The ICJ said on Monday that it manifestly lacked the authority to continue the proceedings and threw the case right out of court. That's not the only reason why Sudan remains in the news, though. It's in the news because of the scale of the humanitarian crisis that the United Nations describes as one of the largest and most devastating. Over 30 million people need aid, and millions more face acute food shortages and famine. This past weekend, the RSF began a series of drone attacks on Port Sudan, the headquarters of the de facto government, under the leadership of the head of the army, General Burhan. This is the first sustained attack on the city and continues for a third day. Mohamed Hashim has been our ears and eyes on Sudan and from Sudan since the conflict began.
This attack on Port Sudan is the third attack on the city in 3 days. Port Sudan has been coming under attack from the weekend onwards. It's drone attacks. They are targeting high-value targets, like initially they struck the military airport, then the following day they struck the civilian airport, and then today we see the strikes on a power station, fuel depot, a hotel, the residence of General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, his temporary residence in Port Sudan, and then a strike on some warehouses in the port.
So strengthening, basically.
The attacks widening and strengthening. I was speaking to a friend of mine who lives in Port Sudan. He says they are almost used to it because the attacks come in and around 4:30 a.m., similar hour on every day. But this now raises the prospect of A, no international aviation will be flying into Sudan because the airport is now being closed indefinitely. We don't know when it will reopen and which airlines will actually fly into Port Sudan.
But what does it tell us? Because this is the first time since the start of the war that Port Sudan has actually come under such sustained attack.
Well, this is a very sophisticated drone attack. This is not the usual kamikaze drone attacks or the usual drones that we see that don't have precision. These appears to be targeted, that have been hit with precision, and to a large extent they are inflicting maximum damage on major infrastructure that is of great value to the army. For example, the strike against the fuel depots. Now, Sudan has asked for help from Saudi Arabia to try and tackle the fires that are currently blazing across the skyline in Port Sudan. I mean, some are speculating that some of these attacks might have been orchestrated or directed from a UAE-controlled base of Somaliland in Bosaso. Some are suggesting that these are drones that are being flown from as far as Darfur or the Sudanese-Chadian border. It is not clear where these attacks are coming from. For now, the Sudanese army itself has not given any statements to indicate the nature of these drone attacks.
Does it indicate change in the balance of forces? Because up until quite recently, we were talking about the Sudanese army taking back territory from the RSF. For instance, the capital, Khartoum, was cleared, people were moving back there, and so on. So does this tell us now that the RSF is resurgent?
Well, it's not necessarily that the RSF is resurgent, although over the weekend we've seen the RSF take control of a key strategic city in western Kordofan, and we're seeing an increased pace in the offensive in North Darfur with the attack on the Zamzam IDP camp and the more kind of like focused attack on Al-Fashir. But what this particular surge in drone attacks against different cities in the east of the country suggests is that what has been the sort of like the domain of the Sudanese Air Force for the last couple of years, now no longer the aerial war is necessarily going to be controlled by SAF alone. The RSF has a considerable backing and is acquiring more and more sophisticated drones. There have been various reports with other media organizations like the New York Times and so forth looking into the drone procurement of the RSF.
And what are they finding? Where does it come from?
There is a suggestion that there are long-range strategic Chinese-made drones that are now being used to attack these civilian installations, whether it's power stations that are being attacked in the north, the airports that are being attacked in Port Sudan or in Kassala. So it's all getting more complicated.
And what does it tell us about the state of the Sudanese army? Because if the RSF is able to get wider support, more sophisticated weapons, and to refine its attacks, what's happening with the army? How are they fighting back?
Well, it's a good question you're putting. A lot of people are trying to speculate what is happening with the Sudanese air defense and are this sort of like the army's air defenses in Port Sudan being overwhelmed. It appears from what eyewitnesses have been saying and videos that have been uploaded online is that some of these drone attacks are designed in a way that some drones overwhelm the defenses to allow for other drones to carry out more precision strikes. So at the moment, even though SAF claims that it has downed several drones, it appears that the strategy of these RSF attacks is to try and to overwhelm the defenses and to strike at high-valued targets.
Yesterday, the International Court of Justice dismissed a case that was brought by the de facto government and the Sudanese Armed Forces against the UAE, actually, the United Arab Emirates, accusing it of funding and arming the Rapid Support Forces. That case was dismissed. It was a case of aiding and abetting genocide and so on. That's a setback, isn't it?
Not really, because the minute this case was put to the International Court of Justice in The Hague, many people were saying that there is the technicality that the fact that even though the United Arab Emirates is a signatory to the Genocide Convention, to the Rome Genocide Convention, they have had reservations against a particular clause in it that kind of like forbids them from being held to account by an international court, which, like in the case of the ICJ, it said it wasn't part of its jurisdiction. That decision, however, was criticized by a sitting judge, a Somali sitting judge in the court, who thought that it was contextually within the court's jurisdiction to look at the case. And the human rights organizations and the places like the Raoul Wallenberg Institute for Human Rights, where they condemned what they considered the timidity of the court in handling this.
The BBC's Muhannad Hashim. Let's go to Togo. The country has been led by the same family since the 1960s, shortly after it became independent from France. And that seems set to continue, because a new system of lawmaking has made the current president, Faure Gnassingbé, president of the Council of Ministers. In terms of this system, there are no official term limits on the office of president. But even under the old system, Faure Gnassingbé had already served 20 years in office. The opposition, up in arms and vociferous at rallies over the weekend, said the change was made to keep President Gnassingbé in power indefinitely. Their anger is not without merit. Faure Gnassingbé took over in 2005 from his father, Gnassingbé Eyadema, who had ruled for almost 4 decades. The family has ruled Togo for 58 years in total. And if they have their way, things won't change anytime soon. We'll hear how this came about shortly, but here are the views of 2 people in Togo about the new political dispensation.
We have all seen what's happened this weekend in Togo. I hope that this change of political system will put an end to prevailing corruption. I hope people leading the country will be more accountable with this new political system. We also want people who are stealing monies to be arrested. If they cannot do all these things to have good governments, then it will be a waste of time. I hope that there will be more transparencies in the management of affairs of the country.
I'm not happy at all with the change of the constitution leading to the shifts to parliament or new system. We cannot have the same people ruling the country for decades. We are not in a kingdom. Changing the political system will not bring about welfare for the people of Togo. What we need is a complete change of the leadership. If they couldn't achieve anything after decades, I don't think that they will now do it by changing the political system.
Those are the views from Togo. Our long-time correspondent, Blame Ekoe, has been telling me more about how the situation came about. But first, how Faure Gnassingbé became president in the first place.
Because his parents, the mother and the father, are from the north and the south of Togo, people consider him like a bridge that will bring about reconciliation, unity in Togo when he came to power after the passing away of his father.
And was he that bridge? Did he bring unity to Togo then?
No, actually, his critics are accusing him of dismantling promises of the future generation. They claim that his administration is characterized by bad governance, corruption, mismanagement of national resources, and violation of women's rights.
Right. So he came in 2005 when his father died. He wasn't elected then, right? He took over. When did he then become elected as president?
After the passing away of his father, the Togolese military high command installed for Nyasingbe, barely, let's say, 39 years old, to the presidency in succession to his dead father. So the subsequent fallout was the resonant outcry and outrage. People were demonstrating, there were political unrest throughout the country. So faced with that situation, he has accepted to step down. However, he later submitted himself to democratic elections as required by the country's constitution in May 2005, and he was declared a winner by the Electoral Commission. Things was not easy for him because the opposition parties claimed that the polls were rigged, and this led to post-electoral disputes. And according to the United Nations, more than 500 Togolese lost their lives in clashes with the security forces.
How would you describe the political climate in Togo right now?
Everything is quiet and calm, but many people I talk to, they are afraid of the future. There's a kind of anxiety. People are afraid because they don't know exactly what is going to happen in the weeks coming, because the opposition leaders promise that they are not going to give up. They will continue to fight until they bring back the 2019 constitution that limits the mandate of any Togolese sitting head of state to only 2 terms.
But Faure Gnassingbé has had more than 2 terms, right?
Yes, he has served already 4 mandates. Faure Gnassingbé has served his first mandate under the new amended 2019 constitution. By the 3rd of May, his first mandate has finished. So if Togo had to hold another election presidential post, it must be this year. And then in case Faure Gnassingbé wins again, then that will be his last mandate.
That's Blame Ekwe in Togo. Social media has become a place where an increasing number of people share the most intimate details of their lives. And for many, their posts, whether it be video or text, but especially if it's video, go viral. That's exactly what happened to the South African medical doctor Celiwe Ndaba, who spoke about being financially exploited by her soon-to-be ex-husband.
The price that was attached to that car was 1.2 million. And I'm like, we don't have a house. We are busy giving birth to other kids. I cannot afford this car. Then he's like, no, this is the car that he wants. I signed on the dotted line. Guys, son, if I'm not going to go mad because of this. So in total, I was paying 23,000 per month towards a car alone for a man that is not employed. And I was taking care of the kids, of every other bill.
The sound you're hearing is from a video, one of a series that attracted millions of views and likes on TikTok. As is the way with social media, other people chimed in with their experiences and points of view. This is an issue of international concern, so it doesn't surprise me. Dr. Celiwe, as she now calls herself on the socials, told me how she found herself in this situation.
When I suggested and I was advising that we buy a less expensive car, he was quite adamant that he didn't want to drive anything else but a Mercedes-Benz. At the end of the day, it's me who had to sign the papers. I mean, he didn't have the powers to do so. We had a conversation and I told him that, listen, we obviously cannot afford to take this car and still maintain the kind of a life that we were living. If you wanted and you were forcing to drive this kind of a car, that means that we are going to have to sacrifice staying in the city or me working in the city. I'm going to have to find a job in the rural, so at least my salary can also be supplemented by the rural allowance. When he was expressing that he wasn't willing to downgrade, I mean, he would be a laughing stock. He was just driving an SUV. Why would we want to downgrade him and all of that? So then I realized that at the end of the day, I just made a very bad financial decision.
Do you think it was financial abuse? Because I'm just thinking, did he, force you to spend money elsewhere, or did you feel that you had to spend money on him? Did he control how you spent your money?
There was a pattern of behavior. I was definitely abused in my marriage. I was in
a persistently abusive marriage. I mean, right now we are talking about just the one aspect, which is the financial part of it. But I was physically abused multiple times in my marriage, or across my social media platform. I speak about the physical abuse, I speak about the verbal abuse, and also I speak about the financial abuse. The financial abuse being, when I was in the marriage, I was always trying to be the good wife. I was trying to be there for this husband, and I'd never looked at the situation and analyzed it as if I'm being abused. I was thinking that I'm being a good wife.
We contacted Dr. Celiwa's husband via his cousin, and he denies all the allegations against him. In South Africa, where this case is playing out, financial abuse is legally classified as economic abuse under the Domestic Violence Act. Bernadette Muthian is from Engender, an NGO concerned with issues of genders and sexualities, human rights and conflict resolution. We had a conversation in which she began by telling me what financial abuse can look like.
I found that as women have ascended, become educated, gone to university, get middle class, careers, etc., men then see women as an economic vehicle. They can literally and metaphorically ride. So these extractive or parasitic men, they then perpetrate that form of economic abuse. It's a very different form of the traditional form of patriarchal control over the finances and controlling the woman through the finances in that particular way, where the man goes to the work, brings home the money, decides what happens to it, and the woman has little or no control over the money. That is the usual one. And or men like sugar daddies use sugar babies in that sort of exploitative, top-down, male-female way.
So how would you be able to identify?
It's a very peculiar way in which we, as women, we allow ourselves to be undermined, and it usually occurs over a period of time. It begins, with, oh, my darling, how much I love you, and then eventually, your self-esteem becomes so derided and so low that, you will go and buy a Mercedes-Benz to a loafer who is literally just abusing you. But you need to be sharp and say, why must I buy you your Mercedes-Benz? Go buy your own one. So I don't want to use the word complicit to say that women are complicit in their own oppression, but there are elements of pressure placed upon women to conform to these patriarchal societal expectations that are heavy and very hard to break.
If somebody feels from listening to us that what's happening to them is control of their financial resources, what I'm wondering is what should they do? And let's not forget that very many times this is not the only form of abuse happening in those relationships.
Exactly. It's not only the economic abuse, because it will be tied very much to the psychological or emotional abuse, the pressure. But there are resources available, and we are not, working from a clean slate. Women in particular and allies have, founded rape crisis centers since at least the 1970s. So in every country, even in the Gilead of the United States, there are, women's shelters, there are rape crisis centers, there are lifelines, there are places you can call to get advice. There are women's NGOs where you can go and meet other people and learn life skills and how to be an independent, strong woman.
And of course, there's the internet, which also teaches you, because we're talking to Africans now.
Absolutely.
Is it gender specific, this? Or does it happen one way more than the other? Because I made the assumption that it's women endure it more than men do. But are there circumstances under which we can say this happens to men as well, the control of their financial resources?
The world largely is a patriarchal society. What does it mean? It means men rule over women and everything else. So in a society where men rule, then women are subject to the rule. Women are not in power. In that context, this Domestic Violence Act of South Africa was written, and other acts similarly, in the sense that the man goes to the work, earns the salary, comes home, controls the money, and controls the household.
Bernadette Muthian is from the NGO Engender. If you have been affected by any of the subjects raised in this interview, please contact the relevant organizations and helplines where you are. Focus on Africa came together through the heroic efforts of Yvette Twagira Maria and Yasha Michel here in London, under the supervision of Carney Sharp, our senior journalist. Francesca Dunn was the technical producer. Andre Lombard and Alice Mithengi are our editors. I'm Audrey Brown. We'll talk again next time.
Unleash the power of the airwaves with the ultimate radio experience. Tune in to Today 95.1 FM, the voice of the people. Don't just listen, immerse yourself.
That is 100% true.
When you hold me, there's a place I go. It's a different high. Oh no. When you touch me, I get vulnerable in a different light. Oh no. Are you to see me come to believe in a miracle that you stare through my hands? But could you take a chance on me? Can you forgive me, Lord, to believe in a miracle? Yeah, I thought you could help, but I'm asking you to believe in a miracle. To believe in a miracle. When you hold me, there's a place I go. It's a different high. Oh no. When you touch me, I get vulnerable in a different light. Oh no. To believe in a miracle that you slip through my hands, but could you take a chance on me? Can you forgive me, Lord, to believe in a miracle? Yeah, I put you to hell, but I'm asking you to believe in a miracle.
I miss you every single day, but you don't even look my way. I really wish you were obsessed with me. I miss you every single day, but you don't even know my name. I really wish you were obsessed.
Not the regular, gal, what you need? Blunt, me will take you high like the weed. Replacing feelings with a bag Louis V. So G, me I tell you run the money. Obsessed with my pretty pink flesh. When I'm outside, it be getting all pressed. Hot gal body look like it live in a dream, you know. Ain't gonna submit to a man, I ain't no beginner. No, oh, man, that's just over boys. I can do without them cause I got my toys. Yeah, all you niggas are so when you get this You put you in all fours. Whoa, you need a big man. Aston Martin, big mansion, no apartment. I keep you working, but it's loving. High hopes, but it's all for nothing. Yeah.
I miss you every single day, but you don't even look my way. I really wish you were obsessed with me. I miss you every single day, but you don't even know my name. I really wish you were obsessed with me. You don't even notice when I touch down in your city. I used to be top of your mind. My heart, you would hold it close to you when you were with me. But now someone's taking your time. Baby, I'm waiting for you to come to your senses and say that you need me. Tell me what are the chances?
No. Hey. Yeah. Baby, now.
I miss you every single day, but you don't even look my way. I really wish you were obsessed with me. I miss you every single day, but you don't even know my name. I really wish you were obsessed with me.
One kiss is all it takes. Falling in love with me. Possibilities. I look like all you need. When we take the night, I love real easy. And I know that you still wanna see me. On the Sunday morning, music real loud. Let me love you while the moon is still out. Something in you lit up heaven in me. The feeling won't let me sleep. 'Cause I'm lost in the way you move, the way you feel. One kiss is all it takes. Falling in love with me. Possibilities. I look like all you need. One kiss is all it takes. Falling in love with me. Possibilities. I look like all you need. I just wanna feel your skin on mine. Feel your eyes do the exploring. Passion in the message when you smile. Take my time. Something in you lit up heaven in me. The feeling won't let me sleep. 'Cause I'm lost in the way you move, the way you feel. One kiss is all it takes. Falling in love with me. Possibilities. I look like all you need. One kiss is all it takes. Falling in love with me. Possibilities. I look like all you need.
One kiss is all it takes for daughter of Zion to off pants. Yes, tonight is that name too. Yesterday I didn't have a sexual conversation, but somebody called in and said, "Oh, is every day you talk about sex?" Well, tonight is the night that we'll have a sexual conversation, because tonight we're talking lost love. So come to the table, sit pretty, take your seat, take your spots, enjoy that spots, sip on whatever you want to sip on, because tonight is going to be hot. It's Truthful Tuesday on Lovey Dovey. So, my darlings, oh God, what? Well, it's gonna be hot. I'm serving sizzling hot, because if I don't serve it, how exactly are you supposed to take it? This is what I do. And so I know that you're ready to take it. I know you can handle it. That's why I'm serving it, right? One kiss. Calvin Harris, Dua Lipa. I'm serving Calvin Harris tonight. I just felt like, okay, let's do Calvin Harris. It's been a minute. So I started with Calvin Harris, Ellie Goulding, Miracle, Calvin Harris, Charlie Puth, Shenseea, Obsessed, Calvin Harris, Dua Lipa, One Kiss. And then Calvin Harris, Sam Smith, Desire. Look, tonight is the night that I do my thing, the Calvin Harris way. We're talking lust and love tonight. Between lust, between love, which is which? How do you tell them both apart? How do you tell what's the difference between love, the difference between lust? That's the conversation on the table tonight. Tonight is the night. This the beginning of the night that we'll talk about sex. Because so far, I've been seeing like funny responses, funny replies, people saying, "Oh, you will not know how to differentiate between love and lust until you have sex with the person. When you begin to sleep with them, you now know what exactly it is you feel for them. Sometimes you might feel that you really, really like a person until you sleep with them." There was this one time somebody made a comment. I think it was trending on social media, where he wrote, "You don't know. That's liking a girl." It was a guy who posted, yeah? I think this was on Twitter, now X or so. Liking a girl after you've had sex with her is a real struggle. Liking a girl after you've had sex with her is a real struggle. That's what he posted. And some people agreed with him, while others said no. It depends on where you are coming from, right? On what premise you had the sex. That if this is somebody that you already like, based on qualities and stuff, and then you have sex, the sex will now serve as a bond. It will now serve as a cement to cement the two both of you together. But if your intentions from the onset, if your thoughts towards her were thoughts of migrimo, your thoughts towards her were thoughts of kwakirikwo from the beginning, and maybe you have the kwakirikwo and you don't like it, then it will be difficult for you to like her, to stay with her. That's where the problem now comes in. And then you now decide at that point that, oh, okay, so maybe what you felt was actually lost, and neither likeness nor love. Anyway, tonight I'm going to need your experiences. Coming with your stories. You tell me what it is for you. I love to be, I want us to share, talk about this. How can you tell when it's lost? How do you know when it's lost? How do you know when it's love? Have you been in lust before? Have you been in lust before? Have you been in love before? Well, tell us how you found out. How did you know you were in love? How did you know it was love and not lust? And then if you have been in lust before, how did you know it was lust and not love? Well, come to the table, sit pretty. You and I are going to have this conversation and we will learn. We gonna learn. But not the BDM style that BDM used to say you learn the hard way. So now we're not learning the hard way, even though I feel like when I say hard way, you people have some bad things in mind. Because hard way is giving... Well, I don't spoil finish show. I if want to take me along with you, but no, I refuse to be spoiled, please. I'm not spoiled. I'm a good child. Thank you very much. Calvin Harris with Summer again. Well, not again, but Calvin Harris still. But this time around, Summer.
When I met you in the summer, to my heartbeat sound, we fell in love as the leaves turn brown. And we could be together, baby, as long as skies are blue. You act so innocent now, but you lied so soon. When I met you in the summer, sound. We fell in love as the leaves turn brown. And we could be together, baby, as long as skies are blue. You act so innocent now, but you lied so soon. When I met you in the summer,
ain't paying no bills. Nobody asked how you feel. Don't do what you do with me. Pretend ain't on me, but keep it chill. Gotta get to the check, it's my calling. Smashing you is hard without falling. GLE coupe looks like a dolphin. Dashing from the bank, money following. Bling bling, yeah, summertime, summer's over. fling thing got me thinking that I'm shallow. But I feel good sober. Got rich still acting like it don't matter. Spice girl should treat you like it don't matter. 10 hours on the plane, but I can't land there. Green stone on my pinky like Green Lantern. Cash make a little sad boy, a little sadder. Nothing make me switch up my patterns. Bad girl, she smell like chrysanthemum. Came up, had to up my standards. Money counter beat, yeah, that's the anthem. If you wanna do bumps, go to the bathroom. I would let you ride in the whip if I had some room. Only way to give up my one heart is if I had to. Hit it like I'm making love, felt like I had to. Waiting ain't paying, no bills. Nobody asked how you feel. Don't do what you do with me, pretend. Lean on me, but keep it chill. Gotta get to the check, it's my calling. Smashing you is hard without falling. GLE coupe looks like a dolphin. Dashing from the bank, money following. Maybe there'll come a day when we can all win. Diamonds on my keep falling. Waiting ain't paying, no bills. Nobody asked how you feel. Don't do what you do with me, pretend. Lean on me, but keep it chill. Gotta get to the check, it's my calling. Smashing you is hard without falling. GLE coupe looks like a dolphin. Dashing from the bank, money following.
Okay, my lovey-dovey people, my village people, are you here? I just feel like I want to shake tables tonight, you know. I don't think I want to break your table down because I'm not really sure I have strength like that, you know, for table breaking. But we go shake the table. You know me already. You know that I'm a shaker. I'm a shaker. I'm a table shaker. So we're going to shake the table. We're going to shake the table and lots of other things. Because some of you I'm here shaking tables, you but shaking other things. You're shaking other things, but it's not a problem. You can go ahead and shake those things as long as they make you happy, makes you happy, you know. People will do the things that are pleasing to them. Very important stuff, right? Important stuff going on. So tonight on the table, we're talking love, lost. How do you know the difference? How do you know the difference between love, between lost? I'm going to tell you some things I know about love and some things I also know about lost. And then I want you on your own to put your feelings in check now, especially for those of you in relationships. For married people, I think they must have figured it out by now, especially if they've been married over 1 year. I hear that the first 6 months to 1 year, are usually tough in marriage. That's where reality sets in. First 3 months, honeymoon, honeymoon, honeymoon. First 3 months, honeymoon, honeymoon. You're still doing, this and that. Then subsequently, you begin to move. You're moving. You're moving because, you're moving where you are moving to. So 6 months to 1 year, reality begins to set in. You now ask yourself why your partner is pressing the toothpaste from the middle and not the and not the tail or not the bottom. And then maybe 5 years later, 5 years like the middle, and then sometimes there's that whole you begin to check whether or not you still love each other. You want to begin to do like your mental checks and stuff. That could also be a thing. But for relationship people, it's usually black or white. It's usually A or Z. Like, it's pretty straightforward. No commas. Sometimes they tell you it's complicated. But I think that when the grammar, it's complicated, comes in, I think that signifies that, day. And if you didn't day, you cannot force it. Because usually people are going to be straightforward about you if it is you. I don't think that they would have any reservations. They would ask any questions, because one thing I know that love does is love works, love shows, love does. Love does not just speak. It does not just say. With love, you would feel it. You'll feel every ounce of whatever feeling this person is expressing or this person has expressed. That's one thing I know that love does. So when people say, with lust, when you sleep with the person, after the sex, your eye go clear. I think it's called post-nut clarity. I think it happens more with men, because apart from for women, now here's where it gets complicated. For women, apart from sex workers, apart from the girls you refer to as hookup girls, I don't know why you people say we have hookup girls but we don't have hookup boys. I feel like I just feel like the things on the streets are a joke. Because if you have hookup girls, there has to be hookup boys. Or what do you call the people patronizing them? Everything in this place, people just make it gender war, and you always blame women for prostituting and for making themselves readily available for sex, without blaming the men who want these women to be readily available for sex. It's always a one-sided judgment. It's ironical for me, but it is what it is. So apart from the hookup girls, the runs girls, the prostitutes, the sex workers and stuff, and then those of them who want to have sex because they want to buy wigs, or they want to buy luxury handbags, or they want to change their hair, whatever it is that they want to do, because women have sex for different reasons, right? So apart from those type of women, before a woman will let a man touch her, it's either she's sexually attracted to him, she really just wants to bang. You know, there are such situations where this woman is on heat. I think that largely for our society, we have been under the illusion that women don't get horny, women don't have a need for sex, women don't crave sex. Some people think that it's only men who have the desire. So when a man is horny, he's looking for who to have sex with. But women are, women are just there to be sex providers when the men in their lives want the sex. And they're not there to initiate sex. They're not there to want sex. Now they play. Oh. They play, my fans. They play, my fans. But if you have come to the realization that women want sex just as much as men do, sometimes even more, then happy knowledge to you. And so with this whole thing going on, there are times when a woman really just wants to have sex with a guy. Men are not the only ones who look at a woman and then they sexualize or objectify her. Women do it too. I don't cast updates. Now update I just cast like this, but I think that I owe it to you, my lovely people. I owe it to you, my lovely community members. I just say make I share. I say for lovely they drop updates, I have to drop updates, keep you up to speed, bring you up to speed as the spirit leads. Women sometimes a woman is looking at you. Sometimes it might not just be about your looks, but sometimes it's about your looks, right? Maybe she doesn't care if you have money or not. And to an extent, there are women who can tell from guys, I don't know what they used to check. And some of the things I know they check, they have not been proven to be scientifically accurate. Hey. So, in as much as I'm going to share updates with you people, does not mean that all the updates are what? Scientifically proven. But make I just share updates because I be correct, babe, at this I be share updates. So, some women have said, if you want to know a guy who has big penis, you want to know if a guy has big penis, you can look at the size of his palm, whether he's short or tall. The size of his palm would go a long way in telling you whether or not this man has big penis. Yeah? Or the size of his feet. Yeah. His feet, not legs. So make you can't get big leg, can't you say? Or fast yam legs, can't you say? Na him be that. So the size of his feet, right? The size of his feet. There's the size of his feet and the size of his palm. So women have said, oh, this is how, if they are big, that's the size of a man's palms and the size of his feet, that they are synonymous with the size of his penis. Like I said, this has not been scientifically proven. I'm just telling you, word on the girl street, okay? Word on the girl street. This is what some women have said, based on their own observations. Maybe they've noticed that, the guys they've been with that have big palms and big feet, they have big penis too, and then they came to their own conclusion, right? Maybe they've been with one too many guys and that was it. It can be coincidence, really. It can be coincidence, really. But I'm just saying, like, girlies out there, if you, just in case you want to know without touching the pim, you can actually just use this to check. Maybe it will work. Maybe, just maybe. So there are times when a woman sees a guy and then she's feeling his body, she's feeling his looks, and at that moment, what is coming to her head is not relationship or marriage. It might just be that she wants to have sex with the guy. It might just be that she's sexually attracted to him. Yes, I know that in the grand scheme of things, men are fed by their eyes, women are fed by their ears, right? Men are fed by their eyes, women are fed by their ears. We know that. But women still feed with their eyes. So women can look at this really cute guy, he's hot, He's giving Jason Momoa. Do you know Jason Momoa? Jason Momoa is Aquaman. He's giving who else is cute? He's giving Chris Hemsworth. I think Chris Hemsworth is sexier than his brother Liam. I don't know about you, but for me, I think Chris is sexier. Yeah, you know him now, Thor, the god of thunder. Yeah, so Thor is maybe he's giving that, he's having that look, and then everyone will be like, this one sha, maybe she just catch him for bed. Yeah, women do stuff. We do stuff. We think things. We say things. Men are not the only ones who have that going on. No. If you think men are the only ones who have that going on, honey, you are grossly mistaken. That's a very big mistake. According to that guy on TikTok, what's his name again, Seth? According to that guy, you have made a very big financial mistake. Okay? But then again, this is what happens, right? Where we talk, and because these conversations are there, women have these things going on in their heads. They might not tell you. You might not hear, oh, this one, that one. Women are not, they do not have to start looking at you and then catcalling you. Women don't do that whole catcalling. It's men that will know, my color. Even when the both of you look nothing alike, when your complexions are worlds apart like this, you are on the maybe very dark side, and this you are seeing one Oibo, and now my color. Women don't do that whole my color, my friend, fine girl, and all this calling that men do. We don't have to do that. I think women communicate better with their body language. A woman can tell you if she wants you to talk to her, if you guys lock eyes with the stares or with the body language, or if you do talk to her, her response to you, the way she responds to you, will pretty much tell you everything that you need to know, whether to continue or whether to disembark from that careless capping. Okay, so either way, you are not left hanging. From the body language, there are signs usually to show you that this is what's going on. And so, when this happens, we begin to ask a lot of questions. It can be crazy. It's usually crazy because we are wondering why things are not straightforward as per why can't this person just come out to say it plainly. But personally, I appreciate people who look at you and tell you that, look, what they want from you is actually sex. They find you sexually attractive, they want to have sex with you, and they do not come under the guise of, I want to date you. They do not come under the guise of, let's have a relationship. Oh, I'm in love with you. Oh, you're the love of my life. Oh, you're the it's as they hot, as they hot, as they drop, as they sizzle. That they run out like that. And I think it's beautiful. I think it's actually applaudable for me. While it's not exactly convenient for me to hear, for me to be told that you want to have sex with me, like you see me and you have realized that the one thing you want is to just lay me on the bed and have your way with me. Or to you see me and then you have imagined how you want to take me from the back. Me, I don't know where you want to take somebody to. I don't know where you people take people to, where you take them from the back. Because I'll be here and take you from the back. I don't know. Where are you people taking them to? What's that? What's going on there? What's going on there? Because I'm not aware. I'm not aware of such. Okay? What it is what it is. So, like I said, I'm going to tell you some of the things I think love is, and then some of the things I think lust is. And then you decide. You choose your choose. You will choose your choose. What you feel for the person you are feeling for currently. You decide where you stand. Though. Is it love you feel or is lust you feel? And if you have ever been in love or if you have ever been in lust, I would like you to tell us how you knew that it was love or how you knew it was lost. Were there things, particular things you would do that indicated that this was what you felt at the time? Were there things that you know, you did that, oh, maybe you stayed one place and then you told yourself that, what's this? What am I doing? Who is this person? Because sometimes there are things that you would do, and then later on, sometimes it could be regret. You could be like, oh, so you had to do this thing in the spur of the moment, you know, or at that time, you had to get this done, you had to get this sorted because this was how you felt, and you couldn't help your feelings, or, you know, you couldn't control yourself, or this was it, that was it, you know, and stuff like that. Basically it. So, you tell me, beautiful people, you tell me if you have ever been in love, if you have ever been in lost, how did you know what you felt was love? How did you know what you felt was lost? It is often said that there's a thin line between love and lost. Yeah, it's the thin line that exists. Actually, I think that in this journey of life, the thin lines will exist plenty. So there's a thin line between love and lost. Some people believe that love and lost can coexist, right? Some people believe love and lost can coexist, and it's not always easy to distinguish between the two. Some people have said, oh, look, there's love, there's lust. You can love a person while lusting after them. You can lust after a person that you love. I don't know if you believe this as well, but for some people, they believe that both of them can coexist, that both love and lust can coexist. And I think people who believe this are coming from the angle of you being incredibly sexually attracted to your partner. A situation where when you see your partner, it's not difficult for you to begin to have sex. Like, you don't need to do so much, right? You don't need to do so much. You just go right ahead to do your thing the way you want to do your thing. You can see your partner. You know that you love them, or you know you have strong feelings for them. But you don't have to, your partner does not have to seduce you, you know. There's no such effort when it comes to seduction, when it comes to, you know, having sex and all of that, right? It's just, you know, you just get on with it because you know what's in this of. So you just get on with it, you get in the business. Well, while love is a deep emotional connection with someone, which can be long lasting and enduring, lust is a strong physical attraction or desire for someone. And lust is often driven by hormones and physical chemistry. There's a whole lot more that I'm going to say, but these are some of the things that you should know. These are some of the things that you should know. I did say that I'll give you a long list because I do have a list of things I consider. Things I consider love, things I consider lost, on the other hand. Now, if you have a list as well, you can let me know when you call in to give me your plenty sense. Whatever sense that you have. I dare for you, I go collect the sense that you have to give, right? And then we can look at it from the angles that are available for us. Because these are things that, to a large extent, right, will shape our perspectives when we are in relationships. You might consider them, okay, maybe not so serious. But then again, how much do you know about love? And how much do you know about lust? What do you know about love? What do you know about lust? There are two distinct emotions that can sometimes be confused with each other. That's the truth of the matter. Sometimes you think that what you feel for a person is love. But if you check the things you do with this person, if you check how you are with this person, if you check how you do the things that you do with this person, it might really give you insight into what you really feel for them or what you actually feel for them. It might give you insight. That's it. Now, here are some pointers for love. Here are some of the things that I know love is. Now, if you know that these are the things that you do, this is how you feel about somebody, then you know that, okay, what you feel for them is love. I'm also going to drop pointers for what I think lust is, right? And then you also check. There are people, like I've said, who believe that both of them can coexist. That you can love somebody while lusting after them. And I said, maybe for these people, they are holding on to the belief that it's just a reflection of how incredibly sexually attracted you are to your partner. Because there's such a thing where you like somebody, but anytime we're on a meet and I must shake body. I've said it before on Lovey Dovey here. I used to have a roommate. She was the roommate of my friend. But we also calling each other roommates. Because anybody that's my friend's roommate is my roommate. You know? So she told us then that whenever she sees her boyfriend, even at the time, she was like, even when she's on her period, I don't know how they managed that, but she said they used to have sex in the shower when she's on her period, right? She said there was always a sexual thing between. They are married now, just in case you are thinking that relationship ended. Well, it did not end in tears. It ended in premium praise. It ended in premium praise. Okay, so she told us then that every time they met, they must shake body. At the time, I felt it was weird. I was like, if we used to sit down and gist and so, she's like, they can go out here, they would go out, they would go here, they would do that, do these. You know, after doing all of that, they will come back home to Kwakirikwo. I say, oh, I know they tired. Don't you get tired, guys? But then she said, oh, this was what works for them. It was working for them at the time. I hope it still is. I don't know. They are married now, so I'm not asking questions. I'm not asking intimate questions. No. But this was something she told us while we're undergraduates. So there are people who have that type of relationship. They have that kind of thing going on with their partners, where every time they see, even when they live in the same city and they can see every AK market day, once they see it, then they shake body. Then they shake body. Once they see, boom, they don't climb ladder. Somebody is climbing the ladder. The other person is, either riding the ladder or the ladder is coming to, one or two things are happening. There are shakers and movers. A lot is going on. A lot will be occurring. Anyway, so maybe, just maybe, you want to agree with people who insist that both love and lust can coexist. So, here are some things I know that love does, or love is, right? It's a deep emotional connection with someone. When you feel connected with this person emotionally, on deep levels, some really deep stuff going on there. Love pointers. Care, concern, and commitment to the person's well-being. When you care about somebody, you never want to see them hurt. You are concerned about them. You are committed to their welfare. You know how they are doing. You show via words and via actions that you really care about this person. So when I'm talking care, concern, I'm not talking just by use of words. There are things you would do to actually show that you care about the person. You are investing your time, you are investing your attention in the person. And if they're not blind, if you're not dating an idiot, they will see it. Love often involves mutual understanding, trust, and respect. You trust the person that you love, you respect them. I'm talking both male, both female, It goes for both male and female. Respect is not restricted or limited to one gender. So if you are a man expecting a woman to respect you, you expect her to respect you, but you do not respect her, honey, you being a disgrace. you are being a disgrace. So stop being a disgrace. This is the 21st century again. I've been asking, have we not moved to the 22nd century? Because it just be like I said, we just stay stuck on this 21st century. For a really long time now, I've been hearing this is the 21st century. I don't know, we know they move. Have we not reached 100 years in this 21st century? So we can move to the 22nd century, and then see what happens next. But, it is what it is. So, mutual understanding, trust, respect. Love can be long-lasting and enduring. Love can be long-lasting and enduring. It's not the things you people do. You walk in and out. You are changing partners like you are changing your underwear. For those of you who change underwear, because some of you know they change underwear. I don't know how you cope with your life, but I know that some of you know they change underwear. Especially men. Yeah, don't shout, don't say Amaka dead. Don't say, I say especially men, because you people know that boxers that when was the last time you watched it? That boxer some of you, your boxers have not seen sunlight. Your boxers, if these things could talk, hey, if you go just here, oh God, I beg. You can't just wake up one morning, you're getting dressed and getting ready for work, and you want to go and carry that boxers again. You could just say, oh God, I beg. Put me for water. Put me for water. Carry soap. Wash me. Wash me. Don't do. It's just like women and their favorite bra. That favorite bra. If these bras could talk, hey, you just hear, madam, for how long do you want to wear me till the end of my destiny? Because I don't know, but there's always that hesitancy when it comes to washing your favorite underwear. Maybe you feel like if you wash it and you don't go out without it, you feel incomplete. You feel like you are naked. My friend told me one time, I think one time she told me, I think this was when we were in school or so, she told me she washed her favorite bra, along with other clothes and stuff. So she was like, so I think that day we were supposed to go somewhere, and this foolish girl wanted to cancel because she said she couldn't go without her favorite bra. I said, see. No, I don't think I was the one who even answered her. I think it was the other person, because, like, where's it like a girls' trip, just hang out as girls and stuff. And then this auntie was talking about her favorite bra, how she felt naked, how she felt like she was not properly dressed. She was not completely, it was not properly, she said she felt she was not completely dressed because she would not wear her favorite bra. She felt naked. She felt like the world could see her breasts. It was funny, but it's a whole lot. So love can be long lasting, can be enduring. It's not a walk in the park. It's not a walk in and walk out where if you tire, you come out. Well, for love, except in cases of abuse, either physical, verbal, or emotional, but you get some kind of love stories where we say, we die there. We die what? We die here. No leave, no transfer. Love may involve a desire for a future together. Many times you hear motivational speakers, relationship coaches, therapists, people talking, and then they will say that part of the things to look out for in a person you are dating, if they begin to talk about the future with you, if they include you in future plans, if they introduce you to, we know that these things don't guarantee marriage. These things are not the ultimate, but they're important. A person who loves you, who values your presence in their lives, would also introduce you to the people who are important to them. That is it. These things, that's like basic human philosophy, human doings. Like, that's what we do right now. If I'm dating you, right? I'm dating you Like you are dating me too, I'm dating you. I'm not talking about one-sided relationship. Some of you, they are dating you are not dating them back. Some of you too, you are dating somebody that is not dating you back. But if you know that you're dating somebody who is dating you back, when they begin to introduce you to people who are important to them, you also introduce them to people who are important to you. You make future plans together. You begin to check. You begin to look at your future, what the future holds. You begin to involve this person in your future plans. That's a sign of love, because if you don't love them, you will not even tell them about your future plans. You will not involve them. Even if you want to tell them something about the future, you go lie to them. Some of you do it. So these are the things that love involves. Now let's move to lust. Open your ears. Open your ears so you know what lust looks like. Lust, on the other hand, is a strong physical attraction or desire for someone. Lust is a strong physical attraction or desire for someone, often driven by hormones and physical chemistry. So you know that when you touch this person, sparks fly. Some of you go and do electric shock with people. When you tell each other that when you're in the room, you are having shock waves. Your body is doing ding. Your body is doing It is shock. You need to see my gestures and my body movements. Run to YouTube. Run to YouTube and see what I'm doing for you guys. I'm doing a lot. I did try for now. Try. Let me run out. So lust rather. Why do I keep saying love? Wahala Dale. Lust, please. Lust is a strong physical attraction or desire for someone, often driven by hormones and physical chemistry. Yeah? Sometimes the fact that when you see this person, your body is doing jiggy, and that after that time, after you get your sexual gratification, lust can be intense, but may not necessarily involve emotional intimacy. Lust can be intense, but may not necessarily involve emotional intimacy. So, and I feel just they collect, they do make more. You can actually have sex with, I know you people know these things, and I know that you people do it a lot, where you have sex with people that you don't have any emotional connections with. It's just for the sex. And you people say it's sex. People say that type is sex, and that it is not love making. You say love making is when you actually sleep with the person that you love. When you have intercourse with the person that you love, that's love making. So it is sex when you have sex with the person that you don't love. Abby? Okay. Lust may be short-lived or fleeting. It's, often focused on physical gratification. So when somebody have do what? Come. That's the end of the day. So as long as there has been a climax or an orgasm, that is the end of Solomon Grandi. So that's basically it. Lust always culminates in sex. Love doesn't always. Love can do without the sex. Not as per you will not want to touch the person, not as per you're not attracted to the person. No, not on that ground. Love love can do without the sex aside the sex or the love making, as you people call it. Aside that, there are other things that will join or bring you two together. You would have conversations, you can have conversations, you have things to share, to talk about. You want to be present in each other's lives, you care about each other, you respect each other, there's concern, there's commitment to the other person's well-being, There's all of that going on when it comes to love. But for lust, it is usually focused on physical gratification. As I see this person, I want to enter this place. I want to have this person on my bed. I want to be on this person's bed. Now, after you have gone to the bed and that's it. If they took you, maybe they took you to cloud 9. Maybe they took you to cloud 20. whatever cloud they took you to, when you now come back from the cloud. So when you come back from the cloud, you now tell yourself what you felt. You now begin to evaluate your feelings for this person. Did you like the cloud? Sometimes, the cloud experience might be pleasant, and you can decide that after the cloud experience, you want to now start liking the person. Some of you do it. And then at other times too, the cloud experience might be terrible. And then after that cloud experience, you don't want to talk to the person again. You want to block them. Maybe they don't have, they cannot maintain good hygiene. And so, because good hygiene now, you do enjoy the sex. Maybe the person is just clueless as to what to do on the bed. Especially when it's the man who is clueless. Kai, I cannot relate. But when it's a man who's clueless, I've been told. Me, I just said I cannot relate. I don't even care what you say when you call in. If you call in and you want to force me to relate, no, we'll have issues. So when you call in, don't force me to relate. I've already said I cannot relate. Okay? But I've been told by my fellow members, my gender, that it's even more terrible when a man is terrible in bed. Like it's worse when a man is terrible in bed. When he cannot get things done, then it's better than when a woman cannot get things done. That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true or not, but maybe when you call it, you can corroborate or deny. Okay, well, that being said, love and lust can coexist according to some people, and it's not always easy to distinguish between the two. But I've told you what it is. I've told you, giving you some pointers. So it's time for you to call in and, talk to me. Call in and share your thoughts with me based on the conversation tonight. Okay, so a quick rundown now, and then I open the phone lines. Tonight, love, lust. It is often said that there's a thin line between love and lust. Some people believe that love and lust can coexist, and it's not always easy to distinguish between the two. Well, while love is a deep emotional connection with someone, which can be long-lasting and enduring, lust is a strong physical attraction or desire for someone, often driven by hormones and physical chemistry. What are your thoughts on love and lust? First question for you tonight. What are your thoughts on love and lust? How do you know you love someone? How do you know when it's lust? How can you tell when it's love? How can you tell when it is lust? Let me know. I want to hear from you. 0810-9510-951. 0817-000-951. All right, let's get started with this caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, presenter.
Good morning to you. Name, location, please.
This is Eric calling from Rubibo.
You're welcome, Eric.
Thank you. God bless you. What do you mean when you say a man that's clueless on bed? I don't understand that. Can you expatiate on that, please?
Okay, so I said for some people, right? When some women find it really bad when it's the man who doesn't know how to do things while having sex, who doesn't know maybe what positions to use, what style to use, how to pleasure or please his partner. For some people, they say, okay, if the woman is one who doesn't know, then the man can teach her. Like, it's easier when the man knows and then he can teach her. But when the man doesn't know, that it's a problem.
Okay, I understand you now. Then why didn't women initiate the teaching? Because men is not all knowing. You think that all? Why most women don't like initiating the method? Because for a man will feel like this is my way of this. This is what I know. Whereby a woman might know better how it pleases her. So I don't know. Can you speak on that, please?
Okay, so first off, there's the fact that because we are Africans, right?
Yes.
Women have
Yes.
been taught to shy away from sex. So already, the regular female who was raised in an African society has been taught to have sexual reservations. If she feels like, or if she begins to want to teach a man this one and that one, the impression that the man would unfortunately have is that, this one, they don't too do and they don't too throw him up and down. This one don't too, she has had a lot of, her body count must be really high. She has had sex one too many times. She has really slept with a lot of guys, a lot of men, for her to be able to know all these things. So the thought would be on the man, that what will be going on in the man's head is, where did you learn this style? Who taught you this style? And he will not focus on the fact that she's teaching him a style that would probably be pleasurable for both of them. So that's where the problem is coming from. That's why a lot of women shy away from teaching their men.
Okay. Thank you. God bless you.
Amen.
Have a nice morning.
Thank you. You too.
Can you please remind me your name? Sir?
Amaka.
Amaka.
All right. Thank you, Eric. All right. Hello. Good morning.
May the peace of the Lord be unto this house. Jesus' name.
Welcome, Music Emperor. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you. My stand is nothing this morning. We did praise God for church. It took 50 hours of praise. Well, I want to read up to confess tonight on this topic. You understand? Okay, let's begin now. Well, first of all, let me define sex.
Yeah? Go ahead, yeah?
Love, the way love comes. Love is, when it comes, it gives you peace. It does not mess with your mind. It does not mess with your emotions. It is the same way, that strong feeling for your career, like for what you want to do, for what you are, like sense of career. That is also the same way love is. Why love comes with a full force, like it hits with a full force. You understand? And it messes with your mind. You see someone, you dream about the first thing and all of that. Messes with your mind. And also love too can lead to love as well. That's another thing. Love can lead to love. Not that they coexist. It can lead to love.
Lust can lead to love?
Yes.
Do you have a personal experience in this regard? Oh, sorry, lost you there, Music Emperor. Maybe you can call back and tell us. Okay, so he's saying lust can lead to love. Lust can lead to love. Is it possible? Is this something that you agree with? Well, let's talk. I dare for you. Keep your calls coming. Okay. Well, a lot of people have, there are different school of thoughts. Some people would also say things based on their realities. Maybe something they have experienced in their lifetime. They would pass that on as their reality, maybe because it happened to them or it happened for them. They will come to such conclusions. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, please. Welcome.
Thank you very much. My name is Aboki Piki.
Where are you calling from?
Calling from Hospital.
All right, talk to me.
Love and lust, there are two different things. So, I love you is from the heart, and I'm is from the way you dress and the way you look at her, and you just want to have sex with her and dump her. That is lust. Love is a feeling that you can never reject it. You love her and you want to be with her forever. That is love. You see, I always tell people that don't look at look at the mindset. You understand? But a lot of ladies these days, they go about jealousy and looking at magazine just for the boys to look at them and get lost. They don't value the love again. That is why you see that they are always taking them for granted. But we have the maybe one that are ready to see that they fell in love with them and then get each other stand. and understand. You understand? That is love.
Okay.
Yeah, that is love. Because without love, you won't. A man can never value you. If a man doesn't love you, he won't value you.
So he can just be having sex with you, right?
That sex is all about lust.
Okay.
Because you are being paid how much am I going to give for your services. That is lost. So the value is not more there again. But a man that loves you, he comes in and says you that I love you, or for whatever reason, or whatever it takes me to spend, I'm never ready to spend it on you.
Okay.
Just to appreciate the love I have for you. That is love. And
Okay.
whenever you take, it has the heart will keep beating. You don't know. I don't need to tell you what.
Okay.
The sex shouldn't come in when we talk about love now. Sex shouldn't come in when we talk about love.
All right.
Sex should be the secondary thing, but the love should be the primary thing.
All right.
The gospel. When you look at the book of Corinthians chapter 7 verse 7, it tells us all about it.
All right.
You want?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right. Hello. Good morning. Good morning to you, Chisom. Welcome. I'm very well, thank you. How are you? Okay.
What I want to get to that was one of the experience was this love I lost of it. I think really someone can be love and be in love. You know, and the most I want to know is maybe I don't feel there's some kind of attitude. And then like myself, the self I've had is really there in despair. It's that I don't like. Instead of thinking of how to order, the love aspect, love aspect, vanishes. I won't have that love. I love for how I get love. I will start to be lost behind because each time I have the urge for sex. So I do have sex with that, but other sex, she's no more attractive. Or she's always attractive to me when I also have sex, but other sex, she's more attractive.
So what do you call it? So what do you call that feeling?
I would say being in love, I am lost at the
Being in love and being in lust. Okay. It's not that. That is clearly defined. You said you are attracted to her when you want to have sex with her.
For the first time, I'm not going to have access and attracted for me, but most times when she feels some attitude about like instead of me coming out for them, the love said disappears. She is always attracted to me each time I want to have sex.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. For the first time, the love I lost to me, most of my friends, the love I lost crazy, but after some time, the love aspect disappears.
Oh, okay. So for you, the love and lust coexist, but after some time, the love disappears. That is, after you have sex with her, the love don't go. Okay.
If I'm having anything that I don't like, I still don't need to go out for other.
Leave her alone because you don't love her. Okay. I said, so instead of you to call her to order, you just leave her alone because you don't really love her. So you're like, you don't really care about what she does. Okay. All right. All right. So thank you for sharing that, Chisom. Okay. All right. Keep your calls coming in. Let's talk. Meanwhile, for messages, send them to 0701 9339 962 0701 9339 962. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you. Name, location, please.
Okay. Is Mr. Divine, calling you from Port.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I'm happy to hear your voice again.
I'm happy you're calling too. Welcome.
Thank you. I am on this topic this night. For me, myself, whenever a woman, let me use a woman, but don't drag me to a gender. Whenever a woman is coming with wrong for me, I know when this just need something from my hand. Like, for example, anytime a woman started coming so close to me, start discussing something about sex with me, for me, I don't value that one because I know that you just need something from her. Although me, I still need to, but I won't give you that attention.
Why will you not be doing shakara? You will not be doing shakara because of what?
I will do shakara. I have to do shakara. Men need to do shakara. It's not everyone that can do it. Men need to do shakara for women. So, yes, but when a woman started telling me something with borderline ways, as in the way the person talked to me, the way he looked at me, but not discussing something that concerns sex, that shows me 100% sure that.
Oh, okay. Try calling again, Mr. Divine. Hello, good morning.
Hey, Sugar, I'm back.
Okay, welcome.
My time was because
Okay.
I was saying, love can sometimes lead to the sun. Well, so let me.
You said lost sometimes leads to love.
Can lead to love.
Okay.
Yes. So, but let me make my confession now. I just hope the person I'm going to talk about is not listening right now. No, I'm sure she's not listening. She will not be listening at all. I know, I strongly believe.
If you like, shoot yourself for leg.
So, as I was saying, that lady very dreaded in the choir, you know. In fact, she's after the leader, she's like the second in command, choir like that, you know. Just this lady, it seems like to me that Kolo, like she has that vocal set and all of that. Whenever I'm playing the keyboard with her, you know, like I just go gaga, you know. So this lady, right now, in fact for some time now, I've been looking at her. In fact, and this is what I do. Well, I've not done that before in church. I'm looking after someone in church. When I was younger, what I used to stare at, I just keep staring at the person and all of that. Expensive, but this night, see yourself. Like anytime I'm close to her, I will just think to just there is this touch. I'll just touch her. I'll just touch her. I'll just keep touching and touching and touching. And best of all, she reciprocates that touch. Like either she brings her hand closer, or she literally touches back. You know, just keep touching her. And this lady, she's way older. Way older than myself.
You like the big things, so now where your hand? No,
no, she's not that she's.
No, I mean she's older than you. You said she just said she's way older. Ha! You have big eyes.
And she's taller than me as well.
Hey.
You know, I'll just keep touching. In fact, sometimes when I say, I'll just feel like she's fast. Understand?
So has this thing now, has it led to love? Do you love her now? Hey. Oh, wahala, oh, music emperor, don't go. Let me know, because this boy is like it's like he likes the big things. So wahala day. Oh, I'm so sorry. Try calling again. Okay, for messages, please keep it coming. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, please. Good morning. Name, location, please.
My name is Mark, calling from Emoha.
You're welcome, Marcus.
Emma, please, what's the question again? I'll be sorry.
What are your thoughts on love and lost? How do you know when you love somebody? How do you know when it is lost? When you're lost over someone?
Okay, so first you have to define what is love, then love. Okay, let me put it up. So love is like a strong physical or sexual attraction to someone, often based on desire, appearance, or fantasy. That one is there. Then going to love. Love is like a deep emotional connection, often committed towards someone. So you said, how do I know when I'm lost?
When you are lost over someone.
That was very simple. Like, for example, I see a girl, maybe the girl is down, like she has a lot of shit, and I'm like, damn, this girl is looking good. So that when I'm lost, I'm just like admiring her beauty. And then when I'm in love, it's like, okay, maybe my friend, I get to know the person, we stay together. Love, like, it takes time. That's why it's like a deep emotional connection. Me and the person start to do stuff together. I start to really know her, and then I fall in love then. And I get loyal to her, And it's often based on something that will last for like a lifetime. Yeah. Hello?
Yes, please, go ahead.
Any other question, Amaka?
Okay, no, that's done. So for you, it's easy for you to just identify when it is love, when it is lost as well. And I like how you said endowed. So it goes with the whole thing that men are moved by what they see. So for you, it begins with her endowments, right? The things she carries. You now know that it has started happening in your head. But do you think that lust can lead to love? What if you now have sex with her? Already she's endowed, right? She has the right things in the right places. So what if you have sex with her, and then after the sex, you try to, maybe something happens and then you get to know her. You guys begin to talk and then you notice, oh, she's a good person. So do you think that initially it started for you as just sex? Do you think it's possible that it can somehow find its way to love?
Yeah. I think that, like, in a way, because personally, for me to even like look at the girl, you have to use it like me. You must be endowed. So I will look at you. Then from there, I'll be like, maybe I go to take a number. Then we become friends. Then little by little, I get to know this person. Let's see how she goes. Then you can fall in love. Yeah, you can fall in love. There's no doubt. All right.
Thank you, Marcus. Thank you. All right, so let's get that. If you think that, it can start with lust though, but if she has the right things in the right places and then maybe the sex is good. There was a time we had a conversation here on Lovey Dovey where I asked people, can sex make you fall in love? People now said, because I know that some of my male friends told me that if the sex is good, they might begin to check her character to know if she's a good person. That they might begin to pay attention to her, to a woman more closely if the sex is good. I say, okay. Good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you? It's me, Divine. I called back.
Okay, you're welcome back.
Thank you. So, Emma, that is it. That is it. There is off and off is not. That was following the off and off does not in any way relate to each other.
Let me get you right. Love and lust do not relate to each other.
No, they're not in any way related. And somebody cannot fall in love out of us. So no, two of them is two different things in different angle. So
you don't think that if the sex is great, if you have sex with a girl now, you have sex with her, you said it as lust, so you saw her and then maybe you liked her body, maybe she's beautiful and stuff, and then one thing leads to another, you get the opportunity to sleep with her, so you have sex with her, right? So after the sex, what if you begin to discover, what if after the sex you don't cut her off immediately? What if you guys begin to talk and then you begin to discover that, she has some fine qualities, so you mean that you will not move from lust into love?
No, for me, I don't know. I can't say for other people, but for me, I can't want to that way.
For you to just be about sex.
If I want sex from you, I take only sex and I move away. But if I want you, I want with all my heart. For me, I say for me, it can't work like that way for my own side. I'm not saying for other people, but for my own side, it can't work that way.
Okay. All right. That's fine. Thank you, Mr. Divine.
Thank you.
All right, then. Okay, I'll keep your messages coming. I did for you 0701 9339 962 0701 9339 962. This number for regular text messages and WhatsApp messages as well, please. Send in your messages as early as possible, as quickly as possible. Hello, good morning.
There is a petition I covered.
Okay, you are? Oh, your line is breaking. Okay, maybe you didn't finish talking the first time.
No, it's not as if I did not finish talking at the first time. See, once you are lost, you are lost. And once you fall in love, you are fall in love. Things are very clear. There's nothing that will make you fall in love once you are lost. Yes, now. According to facts, there's nothing that will make you to fall in love once you are lost. Because the character may not be what you want.
So what if the character is what you want? That's what I'm asking. What if you begin to check and she's a good person, she has good qualities?
The good quality will not come in because you are already lost. Because that is not what you want.
Okay, so for that lost now, it means that the only thing you want is sex, right? So
Yes.
you will not be, the sex will blind you to the good qualities. You will not see the good qualities because you are lost in.
Exactly.
Okay.
Thank you very much. You have maybe like you have answered the question already.
No, I'm trying to understand what you are saying now. All right.
Now that is just it.
All right.
There's nothing different.
All right.
Thank you very
you. Okay, 0817 00 00 951 0810 9510 951 0810 9510 951 0817 00 951. Okay, keep your messages coming. Let's talk. What are your thoughts on love and lost? How do you know it's love? How do you know it's lost? How do you know when you love somebody? How do you know when you're just lost in? When you want to make them all. You want to shake body, skills, shake body. Shake body, shake body, shake body. So how do you know when you just want to shake body? You don't want to do relationship gung. You don't want to sit pretty and love this person just as much as they should be loved. How do you know? Okay. Hello. Hi. Good morning. Can you talk louder, please?
Who am I speaking with?
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Mr. Okano Chinese. I'm calling from Antigua.
You're welcome. All right. Let's hear from you. Oh, your line is going through a lot. Oh.
I'm listening to your program, and I was so much interested to come have sex with somebody who is very good and develop my person.
I'm struggling to hear you.
If you have a relationship with a woman and you get good, no matter the consequence, you can decide to begin to check her character and marry her.
If you have a good woman, is that what you said?
If you have sex with a woman and the sex is good,
If you have sex with a woman and the sex is good, okay?
you can begin to look into her character and marry her.
Okay, you think that can work. So you think that lust can lead to love?
Yes.
Okay. So it's possible.
I was able to look into her, no matter her age or who she are.
Mm. Okay. All right.
Sex can lead to marriage.
Okay. Oh, the sex can lead to marriage. Is that what you said?
Yes, exactly.
So you can marry somebody if the sex is good.
Because that's number one marriage.
Sex is the number one in marriage. So after the sex, what follows?
Their children and live as a husband and wife.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Even though I didn't get your name clearly because the network is just going through a lot. But okay. What he said, Sha. He said sex is number one in marriage. He said sex is number one in marriage, and after the sex, love comes. After the sex, love comes. But I think the part where he said that lust can lead to love, as per if the sex is good, you can begin to think about a lot of things. But I know that it's also possible for the sex to be good, and you still want that person just for sex. There are people who are like that. So I think that's why, while some of you are saying that sex can lead, lust can lead to love as part. If the sex is good, other things can follow. Some of you are also saying that it's not possible, and I think I understand why. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Plain. I'm calling from.
Your name is Prince.
Splendid.
Splendid. Where are you calling from, Splendid?
Lumik.
You're welcome.
First of all, I'll first talk about love. Love is beyond emotion and spirit. Love, I can say love is it's more than even connection. It's priceless. Not by love. It's something you have inside of you that you want to bring out, even though it will lead to sacrifice. That's love. Why love is something that you see that is attracting you to your selfish interest is led for you to Yeah. Love is a standard when it comes to a law, when it comes to loss. You can't be in loss and say that you get into marriage. So that marriage. But that marriage it carry a definition that they are lost over each other. The connection of will not be there. Because you can't pay the love endures, love denies, love do certain things, but love cannot endure. Love cannot deny, love cannot pretend. Yeah. If you love somebody and this person finds out the person back just because of there is a sacrifice you need to pay. But lost. If somebody slaps you, you slap the person 10 times. That's lost. Yeah. Just because of you want. Just an example. You are lost right there because of a big leaf. So you have because of that leaf. But immediately that leaf gets back, you will not be attracted because the leaf is black. But if you love this person because of the full character of the person, where the person is, you can endure. You can even pretend. Like you can take many things because of you love the person. You can pay sacrifice. That's to say that love is priceless. You can't buy love. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Okay. A choke. I like how I'm getting different views from you people. So keep it coming. I like how I'm getting different views, because this is just proof that it's different strokes for different folks. While some people are saying that, okay, so lust and love, they're different, right? But the question whether or not lust can lead to love is being answered still. Because the thing is, I know that we've had a conversation here on Lovey Dovey where I did ask, can a relationship or can love happen after sex? Because the reason I even had that conversation with you guys on the radio here was because I had a couple of my male friends, I think like 2 of them, who told me that if the sex is great, they'll be thinking about a relationship. Especially if, they said, okay, at least they want to check. If they didn't plan to pay attention to the girl's character before the sex, but because the sex is great, they're now, okay, this one, let's be talking. Let me see if, if she's homely. Let me see if this one go they build me up and down. Let me just make I see if, let me see if, and before you know, they want to get to know the girl and then they want to check. So I heard this from men. Men said this to me. I said I was going to have that conversation here a little bit, and we had that conversation. Some of you did agree that if the sex is great, you might be thinking, let me check whether this girl get good character. Because this is always they arrange like this. Some of those of you that like to do doggy. So maybe she used to keep her back where, maybe she used to act where. People think that's when I said it to do. So you don't need to use hammer, because some of you say if the girl cannot keep her back, you cannot position well for doggy, you have to use hammer to break it. So in this case, maybe the girl does not, they keep her well. People don't need to use hammer. Some of you, Kwano, that likes missionary, maybe she used to spread legs well. Maybe she can keep one leg in Jericho, the other leg is in, Adamawa, and then you're not going to collect well. So, it is what it is. Hello.
I forgot to say something. I got to go. Let me use myself as a point of view right now. I just met a girl. I know her through my friend. My friend is playing with her for a long period of the time. But she don't she don't have the feelings for him. No way you take her. Yes. But
Sorry, let me get this right. She was living with your friend.
Yeah.
They were dating. So she was cohabiting with your friend.
Yeah. But that love was not there. But when I met her, in 2 weeks, less than 2 years, she embraced me, I kissed her. And I even had just because it's not that I denied her for the sex. I could have had sex to her. And this person is crying that I love you. Even when I tell her that I want to travel, she will cry that don't go. With passion, she's ready to have me. That's love. That's love. Yes, if you look at my friend and my friend is more handsome more than me. He has more than me. But this thing was crazy. That's love. She's saying that don't be with her heart. Even when they tell her that let her come and go back, she says she's not going anywhere. That's love, So if she talks over me, she just have the sex, and just go. But
Oh, okay. Lost you there, but all right. So, I'm saying that issues like this, where we have the whole thing going on, is it love? Is it lust? What do you think about love and lust? Can love lead to lust? Can lust lead to love? Okay, I should get messages. I should get into the messages arena right about now. Get into the messages. I'm gonna need to sort through, so I will quickly sort through and then do what I have to do. Okay, so this one says, good morning, Ami. In my own observation, sometimes lust can lead to love. When a lady is attracted to a man, when he sees the quality he needs in her, he can develop love for her. Lillian texting from Obogoro. Hi, Lily. Okay, let me take this call first. Hello. Oh, sorry, no vex. So you go try call back again. Try call again. So Lillian says, sometimes lust can lead to love. If a lady is attracted to a man, with time, when he sees the quality he needs in her, he can develop love for her. So it's possible that, he's seeing qualities. And that's what we are saying. That's what I'm asking. When you begin to see certain qualities, can love happen? Is it possible? Some of you are saying yes. Some people are saying, mba. Okay. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. Sorry, I forgot something. I disagree with that young man that said that he has a friend that is living with his friend, but the girl does not love the said, and when he met with him. And,
Why are you disagreeing with him? Were you there?
Because the guy maybe that is does not know how to handle her very well.
And so why are you not disagreeing with him?
Yeah, that he said that was trying to that says he can does not.
He was trying to do what?
Eh?
You say he was trying to do what?
With that marriage guy, he can love somebody. Can so what I'm saying is every day guy does not perform well. Does not have to go find Odogu.
It might not be about the sex, really. It might not be about the sex, but I don't know why you're not. The thing is, you said you are disagreeing with him, so I'm asking why you're disagreeing with him. You are maybe you want to give a reason for a possible reason why you think you want to speculate now. Reason you think the girl does not or did not love the friend, but is now loving him instead. So maybe you are saying maybe it's the sex that is terrible, right? So that's what you would say, not that you're disagreeing with him, because you're not there. So you don't know the story. He's the one who knows the story. All right, take him. Thank you. All right, this one says, "Good evening." Oh no. I had to go read the wrong message. Okay, well, this one says, "Why are you casting men like this now?" Me, I wear mine twice in a week. Depends on my activity. I'm enjoying your section. Wait, you they wear underwear. You they wear your boxers. Okay, well, twice is not bad. You're a man. I think it works differently for you guys. And I think when you people pee, you used to shake the dust off your penis before putting it back into your boxers. So maybe you don't have the residue that women have. So okay, I can understand that. All right, so it's not casted. I casted. I said talked about men. I also talked about women. Some women, hey, women. I think women can change pants every 2 minutes. You right? I think it's easier for women to change pants than to change bra. Hey, especially if they have a favorite bra. That favorite bra, no, they see water. Women, their favorite bra anywhere in the world, their favorite bra is to go through a lot. All right, so hello.
Hello, this is Ellie. I called back, sorry. Somebody says that he washes his boxer twice in a week. Am I right or
He
wrong?
wears his boxers twice a week.
Wears it. That means if he's going out, he does not wear any wear boxers or what?
So you wear yours one for the entire week?
No.
What he means is maybe Monday, Tuesday he's wearing one boxers, and then he changes by Wednesday. He changes the boxers. He wears another one. Maybe he wears Wednesday, Thursday. By Friday he's wearing another boxers. That's what he means.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm sorting through the messages. Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, Daniel. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning. Although I'm just waking up now. What is the topic? The conversation.
What are your thoughts on love and lost? What are your thoughts on love and lost? Do you think lost can lead to love? What do you think about love? What do you think about lost? How do you know when you're in love? How do you know when you're in lost?
Yeah, my academic is lost can never see. It's a two-way thing, and depends on people that are not mature in the area of relationship. Now, if you see somebody, maybe first of all, men, you believe in what you say first, right? Now, you're lost in that. Will I use that word first of all? Infatuation. You're thinking that you love this person, and you start lusting over her because of maybe her backyard or something, or her big breast that God gave to her, and that's not love. That's not love. And let me also bring this. At the end of the day, if he lost after this girl and start loving her, at the end of the day, it won't end well. It will still harm you along the way. You know why? Because this person you lost over. Okay, let me say, okay, I lost over this person because of the output you have seen, right? At the end of the day, you find that her content is not for you. Are you hearing me? See, Amaka, 80% of men that are in the mortuary today, what keep them there is women. I can bet on that, right? Now, looking after somebody, yeah, I know what I'm saying. Looking after somebody can do something about it. Okay, let me say. I mean, I met somebody like 3 weeks ago, and though because of my vision, I'm not seeing very well. Now, everyone was telling me that this girl is so beautiful. This girl is so beautiful. Now, do you know what I did? I said, okay, if I'm not seeing this girl, right? Okay, let me just confirm myself. I found out that, you know, that I found out that I started loving this person because of people who were telling me that she's beautiful. And at the end of the day, I sit down and I ask myself that, okay, if what if at the end of the day, this person's character does not match my own. I mean, let me something. That's why I said it depends if you are matured in a sort of relationship. I mean, I have to control that feelings and say I have to let her go. You know why? Because I'm trying to check if she loves me, if there is any atom of love there too. I have to behave mature because at the end of the day, you'll be the one to hurt yourself. At the end of the day, you'll be the one to, you know, start spending the whole time and everything. So for me, all the things is not good.
All right.
God bless you.
Thank you. All right, so more messages. I'm doing more messages. This one says, Amaka, come and drink beer. Baka lost tonight's game from Justin. Ha. Wahala. So you're happy that Baka lost. Misha. Might be a little happiness somewhere down there. All right, let me read this one here. It says, good morning. Good morning, Amaka and Wilex. Men are known to be virtual beings. We are moved by sight. What we see can be a turn on or a turn off. It is the looks that attract a man to a woman. Preferences may differ. Some men are attracted by boobs, some butt, straight legs, facial beauty, and so on. It is when this attraction brings the two opposite sexes together that character decides whether the relationship can progress any further. It is when the character is not in tandem with the looks that some people would call it lost. Okay, quick call before. This should be the last. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome, Jude. I'm good, thank you.
Please, I don't get the topic. Please, can you hear me? Repeat the topic for me.
What do you think about love and lost? Do you think love can lead to lost? Do you think lost rather can lead to lost?
Like love can lead to love.
If lost can lead to love, like you're lusting over someone, you know, let's say you want to, you are attracted to a person, you know, you want to have sex with them and all that. So do you think that after the sex, love can come?
Yes, I think that love can come. Let me take for instance, first of all, like I really love this girl now. When like I really love this girl because of she's beautiful and because of another material. So when I finish having the sex, maybe I will not like her because maybe she doesn't have character. That's why I love her for the relationship because she was beautiful. Kind of understand.
Okay.
So I think yes, love can lead to love. Yes.
All right. Thank you, Jude. All right. So this message here was written by Wilex. From Wilex. Okay. A man would always like to keep a relationship that's character is backed up with physical looks. One more thing, Amaka, it is absolutely incorrect to say that big penis is associated with men that have big palm or large feet. That is not correct. I did not say that it was correct. Walex, I did not say it was correct. I remember saying it's not scientifically proven, which means that there's no proof whatever we do, our bodies, you can at least, because science is what basically explains our bodies to us, right? So I remember I kept on saying it's not scientifically proven, but I'm just giving you guys gist. I'm giving you word on the streets. I'm giving you updates from Girls Corner. Now look at what some women have said they look out for. They look out for men with big palms. They look out for men with big feet. And not necessarily the height. That they found that. I said, and I even said, maybe it's just coincidence playing out for these women. But they have, said, oh, look, this is what happens. So if I want to now know, I will check whether a man has big palms. I will check whether he has big feet. Then it means that, he has big penis. I said, this is what some women have said works for them. This is how they check. I never said it was correct. Relax, please. I remember saying it's not scientifically proven. Nobody has proven it anywhere that big palm and big feet it means that a man's penis is big. Please don't misquote me. Let me continue your message. Men that are well endowed are not common. When I talk about big penis, I'm talking about 7.5 to 8 inches and above. You can sample 100 men, only one, or in fact none, fall into that category. Now carrot and pea full market, or cucumber scarce. Hey God, oh. Hey, carrot and pea. Okay, green peas. Now what for you, Walex, you. So now carrot, I been now green peas you get. Walex, now carrot, I been now green peas you get. Anyway, he said there are 3 types of big penises. Abby, one that is long but not girthy. The second is one that is short and girthy. And the ultimate man, long and girthy. Now, wow. What makes much impact to many women is one that is girthy because the blood vessels that elicit sexual pleasure during intercourse are located at the walls of the vagina. I can tell you for free that any woman that is on the adventure looking out for men that have big penis should not go the direction of fat men. They there. Men that have big butts are not there as well because the butt has drawn back much of the penis shaft. What you see physically as penis when a man is standing naked before you, half of it or more is in between the legs along the perineum. Walex. Okay, well, thank you for Walex. I want to thank you for texting. Walex, don't confuse me. This one says, lovely greetings, Amaka. There, of course, is a pretty thin line between love and lust, especially today. If a person loves someone, it's usually obvious in their deeds, but when it's lust, it's different. The mindset is mostly sexual. Lust may also lead to love. Ultimately, it's important that everyone knows where they stand to avoid complications in potential relationships. I'm Michael from Iwafe. All right, so thank you, beautiful people, for texting. Thank you for calling as well. I've had fun with you. I've had fun talking to you. I've had fun being with you on this episode of Lovey Dovey. It's Wednesday, so if everything goes according to plan, Lovey Dovey will happen later tonight. You and I are going to talk. We're going to have this conversation, and we are going to continue to be happy. We're going to continue to learn. We'll be learning, unlearning, relearning, beautiful people, and I'll be bringing you updates, okay? So I will be bringing you updates here and there, dropping updates for you, which I said have not been scientifically proven, but, this is what some people have said, though, so maybe coincidence now. You can also check. Maybe your own coincidence will work for you. All right, my darling, so enjoy the rest of your day. Make sure to have a blast. Be safe, be careful, make your urgent UK peacefully. Yes, that's what I can say. Remember to love who you love. Life isn't guaranteed. Okay, my darlings, have yourselves a wonderful night's rest. Enjoy the rest of your day, my beautiful people. Enjoy this song titled I Love You Always by Madison Major.
In the morning light, when the world awakes, I see your smile, and my heart just breaks for all the love you've given and all that we share. I promise you I'll always be there. I'll love you always through the highs and the lows, in every season as our story grows. No matter what comes, no matter what stays, you're my forever. I'll love you always. trials of life and the dreams we chase. I find my courage in your warm embrace. With every step we take, together hand in hand, I'll be your rock, your biggest fan. I'll love you always, through the highs and the lows, in every season, as our story grows. No matter what comes, no matter what stays, you're my forever, I'll love you always. When the stars fade away and the night grows cold, you'll find my love like a story told. In every chapter, in every line, my heart is yours, now and for all time. I'll love you always, through the highs and the lows, in every season, as our story grows. No matter what comes, no matter what stays, you're my forever, I'll love you always. As we journey on and the years go by, with you, my love, I'll reach for the sky. With every beat of my heart and in all my faith, I promise you, I'll love you always. As we journey on and the years go by, with you, my love, I'll reach for the sky. With every beat of my heart and in all my head, I promise you, I'll love you always. I'll always love you for the rest of my days. You have won my heart and my soul with your sweet, sexy ways. You gave me hope when I needed someone near. You bring me happiness every day of every year. And I'll always love you for all that you are. You have made my life complete. You're my lucky star. You are the one that
Are you ready? Today, 95.1 FM, the voice of the people. Radio has never been this good. Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. This is Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.